YouTube friends, this is Elizabeth J with an S, and today I want to do a setup for the month of October in my bullet journal. In my last video, I talked about my planner lineup, and I mentioned that I'm using this bullet journal as a journal for my quiet time. So if that is not something you're interested in, you can just go ahead and skip the video and wait till the next one comes out. But I use this for my personal quiet time Bible study, and I thought I would just do a setup for the month of October. So let me just go ahead and show you what my September looks generally like, and then I will start setting up the month of October. So typically what I do at the end of each month is I do a monthly reflection where I answer a couple of questions about just generally my personal growth or what I learned over the month. I like to have a nice motivating quote at the beginning of the month. So in the month of September, I had picked this quote: "There is really no cost, only the privilege of serving the King of Kings." And that is from Helen Roseveare, who was a missionary. And I just really like her story. It's very empowering. So then after the quote, I have a monthly spread. And basically what I do is my quiet time, I am following a devotional, which is my utmost for his highest. And so every day there's like a verse. And so I have written the verse in each day of the month, and then I just put a small takeaway that I think is one of the most important bits from the devotional that I read just to me personally. So you can see I'm almost done with the month of September. And then I have my monthly spreads, weekly spreads, sorry, and I'm trying to pick one that is almost full, so we'll go with this one. There are some days where I run out of time and I don't have time to do the actual devotional bit, but typically I get up a little bit early in the morning to do that. So I have my days of the week, Monday through Saturday, and I start out with some keywords that I think are important, then observations that I've made in the reading, and then how it applies to me. Over here is Sunday, which again you can see I wasn't able to do on Sunday. And then I have my prayer section, which I have a Thanksgiving for every day. So I would look back on the day before and write something that I'm thankful for. I have my weekly trackers, and where I am just trying to really track my prayer life. And I have noticed that my mood, the more I spend time doing quiet time consistently, my mood is really quite positive. So I'm kind of tracking that as well. Since I'm a school teacher, I have a student of the day that I pray for. And then each week I pick one attribute of God to kind of focus on in my prayer. So this particular week I was focusing on the fact that God is eternal, and then each day of the week I kind of jot a couple things down that relate to that. And then I pray for family, friends, and myself, and then just kind of places in general: church, work, Kenya, where I live, the USA, where my family lives, and then the world in general. And that is basically my weekly. And so each week then follows the same routine. So you can see here, this is the end of September, and I haven't gotten there yet, so I haven't answered the questions, but the questions are: what did I learn this month? Who or what is encouraging to me? What is challenging me? How am I growing? And what do I need to focus on? So this is kind of like just a self-reflection, really, to kind of see where I am at the end of each month. It's a good thing to do a self-reflection, to kind of just make sure that you can see areas where you need to improve, and maybe some areas where you have improved, and then you move on to something else. So I am going to start with my quote here. So that's the first thing that I'm going to work on. And I am relatively new to hand lettering. So if you are a pro, please do excuse my hand lettering mistakes that I make. The quote that I have picked for this month is a quote by D.L. Moody, who was an evangelist in the United States and in Europe as well. And so I'm going to do that quote, and then we'll see how the rest of this goes. So here we have the quote. Some people think God does not like to be troubled with our constant coming and asking. The way to trouble God is not to come at all. And that's a quote by D.L. Moody. The pen that I was using to write is a Tombow hard tip brush pen. I like to use the hard tip to do the smaller lettering. As you can see, it's kind of really squished and not as perfect as it probably could be if I made them larger, but it wouldn't fit on the page. So that's the pen that I use to do that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is do my October monthly, and to do that I am going to use a Pilot fine liner and a ruler. So let me go ahead and get that done, and then I will put in my the verses for the month of October, and then we can move on to the next spread. So there you have the monthly spread. I've used the yellow Ink Joy Gel 0.5 nib pen. I really like the the Papermate Inkjoy gel pens. I prefer the fine point, which is the 0.5, to the medium point, which is 0.7. I have both. I actually bought the 0.7 by accident, and I'm not so much a fan. I'll just use them. This one anyway is the fine point. So I've got my month of October. I start on the Monday because as a teacher, my week really just starts on Monday. And so I put the verse that goes along with each one of the devotionals from Oswald Chambers' My Utmost for His Highest. And so then, like I said, I will write in just a small sentence or two that is directly from the devotional that I kind of feel just is the essence of whatever the topic is that speaks to me. So that is my monthly spread. And then what I will do is I'll just do 1 week's spread so you can see how I set that up. And basically what I do is at the end of each week, I'll then go ahead and do the next week until I get to the end of the month. So there you have it, my setup for October, my quote where I do the hand lettering, my monthly spread with the verses from the devotional that this year I'm using, my weekly spread with the different sections, and my prayer section. And that is how I set up my quiet time bullet journal. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. Hopefully I've given you some ideas for your own quiet time bullet journal. Once again, this is Elizabeth J with an S, and I'll see you around in the next video.